Hey guys, so today I'm gonna go on a little rant about being pro at Yu-Gi-Oh! Or how to be pro, which I think is kind of ridiculous. That's what the rant is about. What I'm trying to get at is I don't think anybody is a pro at Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm sure there I could consider are better players, but I feel like the people that top and get regionals and stuff, yeah, they're good, but there's a sense of strategy to the game, obviously. But everybody knows a lot of the chance of the game is luck based. Like you could have the best pro players, or who are considered pro, playing players that are just around locally are considered good, and the guy considered good could win against the pro players just because he had better odds or he drew better. That's why I think being pro in Yu-Gi-Oh isn't a thing. Right now the biggest thing, Hoban, Patrick Hoban, yeah. You see his face on there. I'm not making fun of the guy. Like, he's good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't get me wrong. I saw his deck profiles. They're good. But the whole reckless upstart thing, I don't know if he's for about all the publicity or not. But the upstart goblin and reckless greed thing, like, it's not a big deal. First of all, after I heard his whole punching thing, and even if he was drunk, okay, he seems kind of like he's a little full of himself because he's the head leader of a children's card game, okay? Uh, I like the game, so don't take that to offense, but it's a children's card game, so, like, sit down, okay? It's not a big deal. We play it for fun. We're not here to try to be a pro basketball player or something. I don't even like basketball. That's not the point. Point is, though, Upstart and Reckless. Dark World players have been doing that for a long time. There's a Karakuri deck, I remember, because I watched deck profiles of people. About last year, I think MCole40 might have uploaded it, or Pro Winston did. But a Karakuri player was playing 3 Reckless and 3 Upstart. You can go back, you can go find it. I'm not going to go back and go find it, but if you don't believe me, you can go do it. I'm sure you can find them on their channels from over a year ago. And, yeah, right there. 3 Reckless, 3 Upstarts. Nobody was Hobaning. It's that Patrick Hoban got a name for himself. He's a good player, so now everybody thinks 3 Upstarts, 3 Reckless, standard. Which is a good thing. I'm not saying they're bad. Like, it does speed up the deck, but I'm saying as in, like, it doesn't make him pro. Like, just because he topped ARG and stuff like that and topped YCSs actually makes me seem a little sketchy because the game is so luck thing. I'm not saying he did cheat or anything like that. I'm just saying is all these with the game as luck based as the game is. When you go to YCSs of thousands of people, it's weird when you see some of the same people keep topping. Now if I'd say top 50, not really weird. Like, okay, they're good, so they can outplay. They're playing a good deck. They spend the money. But when you're seeing the same people in the top 10s, it makes you a little sketched out. It's like, okay, well, I know there's other players that don't get as much credit that have good decks. How is your luck that good? But like I said, I'm not hating on them. I understand that they are good players. But I feel like all these people, a lot of the new Yu-Gi-Oh base or the current Yu-Gi-Oh base are hoping up, or not hoping up. See what I'm already doing? They're going up to these pros just because they think they're the top, and it just shows that Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't think you understand is there can't really be a pro at Yu-Gi-Oh. It's kind of like poker. There are pro poker players because they're the better of players, but I wouldn't consider them pro because I bet you could take some guy that's been playing poker a lot of his life that just plays it at bars and stuff that could beat some of those people or be just as good. Because it's a game based on luck. There's some skill and then luck. Yu-Gi-Oh is some skill. But Yu-Gi-Oh is a little different than poker, as in it's considered some skill and some how much money you want to spend on a deck. Even though in my last video of the meta, like I said, as in slower decks can win, but for the most part, even if you are playing a slower deck that can win, you still have to pump out some change, like you do. And the people that want to spend $200 to $500 in a deck, they are going to have a generally better deck. I'm not saying it can't be beaten. I'm just saying is with the generally beaten deck and their skill, I mean, I'm a deck that generally beats more, and their skill, they have more of a chance. But like I said, there's probably tons of players that just play casually that could be just as good. There's players that lost at the tournament that are just as good as the ones, but I feel like the people are like, oh, the top 10, those are the decks. That is the only way to win. That I can have to play cards exactly like that. I got a net deck, and that's just simply not the case. That's why we're not getting creationism. That's why this is more of a rant on creativity in the game. People see what the pros play, don't think anything else of it, don't try to make a deck. The only reason it's pro is because a lot of people, because they were topping with it. That's what I don't think people understand. There's people that's topped and then don't top again because they just didn't get the chance. I just think the whole Patrick Hoban and the whole thing around pros and Yu-Gi-Oh players. And yes, I understand, but I feel like it's not like a pro like any other sport thing or even Magic the Gathering or Pokemon for that matter. But even in any card game, pros aren't really that pro. Do they probably have a little bit more knowledge than the average guy? Yeah. Are they probably better than me? Probably. But I like to be, I'm a guy, I'm kind of like Asian Eyes White Dragon. I'm really into strategy games. That's why he likes, that's why he likes Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's why I think he likes, he really likes StarCraft, and I'm pretty sure he stated he likes League. It's a game about strategy, but it's also a game really based off luck. Because it's a card that shuffles. You could be playing a mirror match, and you draw the worst hand ever, and your opponent draws the best hand ever, and it's the same exact deck card for card. It's because the game is based off luck, and I think people forget that. Also, I don't think people understand when they beat a deck, doesn't necessarily mean you are that much better. You could have drawn better. And I know that's an excuse among some people that are good at Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, oh, well, you know, when somebody loses and they're like, oh, I didn't draw the best. Yes, that can be taken as an excuse, but it is true. They could be the best player ever, and they drew bad. I mean, the skilled-wise. I'm not saying they're like a pro. Just, it's a game based off luck, and I think people need to forget that, and it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be taken so serious and literal. It's supposed to be fun, be like, oh, I did some strategies, I like playing this, I like beating things, and I'm not saying that YCS shouldn't be taken seriously. Yeah, you should try to win stuff, but don't cheat. It's a card game, and yeah, you do win some stuff, but it's not like Magic or whatever. I think you win like a couple $1,000 worth of items or something like that. It's not worth all this proness. Like, I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs to be more open, not so locked down, like, these are the decks, pro, this. There shouldn't be pros on a game that's based off chance. I'm saying that about poker, too. Like, I know people might say, like, sports are kind of chance-based, but it's not. It's two skilled players going against each other. That is how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. It's two skilled players going out against each other, but there's other factors to take in, like what cards you draw in a deck, the consistency matter of the person's deck compared to another. Who went first is even a thing that matters about the Yu-Gi-Oh! You could have the two best players in the world, and the one has more advantage over the other, but the guy went first, and he got a bigger push. Like, it's all about chance and going first, and it's just, the whole pro thing is just ridiculous. And with the Hoban thing, for all you people who are doing the Hoban thing, it is completely just dickered. Like, it's stupid. Why are you going on about Patrick Hoban? He looks, and you can't base off stereotypes. The guy, like I said, is a good Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, but from the looks of it, he looks, even from when I watch his deck profiles, he seems like he's full of himself about a children's card game. And I think everybody forgets that you're playing this for fun. You can't be basing off what you're doing off a children's card game. So, that's my little rant. My video is going to be titled How to Be Pro at Yu-Gi-Oh! The point is, don't try to be pro at Yu-Gi-Oh! Just try to be, learning new things is good. Being that, but don't try to be the pro or whatever you're trying to do, okay? Because there will somebody that beats you with a lower tier deck, no matter how expensive a deck you get. And this is for any player, pros or whatever. There will always be a deck that beats another deck at some point or another because of the luck factor in this game. So you can't always be the best at Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just not a game like that. So that's my rant, guys. If you liked the video, thumbs it up, subscribe, share it. If you want to show your other friends that think they're being pro in Yu-Gi-Oh!, well, show them that they're retarded for thinking so that you can even be pro at this game, or that is my personal opinion. And subscribe, all that jazz. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you later.